Hello everyone, another small and rapid, sweet and short review. This time I'm going to be speaking about the Elements, the WD Corporation Elements external hard drive, additional hard drive, 5 terabyte hard drive. So the WD Elements HDD is a portable high capacity storage unit for data. And this particular one, it comes in different sizes, of course, and this one particular one is 5 TB, 5 terabytes. It's largely enough for most normal people's usage. This particular one is going to be used for my documents. Now, you may be wondering why I purchased this one. Well, I have two hard drives, two books from HD and WD, and I've always been really pleased with WD products. I also have a 5 terabyte or a 3 terabyte backup for images, for photos. So that would be great. That would be fine. I didn't have a small secondary backup for my documents. And of course, as luck or as fate would have it, one of my I did have a backup document. It was 5 terabyte, and it was from Toshiba. And unfortunately, this one, as you can see, it's labeled documents. I like to keep them labeled documents and images. And this one gave up the ghost. It gave it up way too quickly. It just crashed. So it gave it up way too quickly. It just crashed. And so I went online. I bought this one from Amazon. It was 119 euros, which is still a little bit steep. If I had gone through my military base, through the commissary, it would have been cheaper. But I needed it quickly. I needed to get something to back up my documents. So, given the distance and given the distance to the base, I would have spent that amount of money in petrol and fuel and going and coming back. But probably next time I'll go through Avis or the commissary. Okay, so this is a WD Elements. It's a little bit different from their other models. I'm not exactly sure what they're called. I don't think there's any significant difference between them. They're both high capacity. I compared them high capacity memory units, okay? One is just a little bit prettier than the other, if you would. So this is a hard disk, a portable hard disk, with a USB cable, a super speed, 5 gigabyte, and it comes with a complete user's guide. Not that you ever read the user's guide. I mean, what are they going to tell you? Plug it in and use it, right? Okay, so let's see what we've got in the box and how it's packaged and see if it's, adequate and sent properly. Okay, so stick with me. Okay. Appears to be in a plastic sleeve, and indeed it is. Okay, and I'm cheating a little bit here because I've already opened it, to tell you the truth, and I've already uploaded my documents onto one file of my documents, my backup documents, because I wanted to be sure that I was safe. Okay, so you've got a cord here, you've got a USB cord, and I think that's called USB-B, the two little thingies, the double outlets. I think it's called a USB-B to a USB-A, maybe? I'm not sure. Somebody will certainly clarify it for me. But as you can see here, this is the USB-B. I do know that that's called a USB-B. You have a large portion unit and a small portion unit. Let me see if I can focus on that. There we go. Okay, you can see, and the small on the left, and which maybe your right. Anyways, you can see it's a small and a large one, right? And it's what I do like about this cord is it's a small cord. I've noted that these USB-B cords tend to fracture quite quickly and are not as resilient as they should be. So I have a number of those in as backups. And I would recommend you to do that as well. Okay, so we have the hard drive unit itself. It's packed nicely in a plastic sleeve to protect it from any damage, and it's plastic in a plastic case. Now, I would highly recommend that you invest in a portable transport wallet if you intend to travel with your hard drive. Here's an example here that I purchased through a company called Temu, a Chinese company, sort of like the Chinese version of Amazon, if you would, similar to Shine and some of the others. So it's an online, and I purchased this one through them, and it was quite cheap. It was only $267, and I'll show you what's inside there. Okay, let's have a look. Will I unzip this? I'm sorry I'm keeping you in the sort of in the dark, as it were, or in the light. Okay, so you open it up, and inside you've got a place, a compartment, once again, for your USB-B cords, and you've got a place to insert your hard drive right there. And there's a mesh pocket to keep it nice and safe, to keep it from bouncing around. Okay, I'll slip this one in there. Let's see if I can do that with one hand. I should have put this on a tripod. I will next time I do a review. So there you go. It fits in very nicely. Okay, so the light is on and it is running. It's plugged in. As you can see, I have a multi adapter here, which is very useful. Okay, with I think it's seven inputs. Okay, and I just plugged that directly into my laptop, and that works very nicely. Okay, so I've got that in there. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. Go to the. Let's see. It hasn't come up yet. There it is. Okay, there it is. It's the E drive here. On this particular, could be the G or the D. I've got 3 different drives, external drives connected here. And here you can see I've put in now, I've inserted the backup documents file. Unfortunately, and I find this is the case with all technical companies, technological companies, they rip you off. They declare that it is 5B, or 5 terabyte, when in fact you're not receiving 5 terabyte worth of memory. You're only receiving about 4.5. You have 250 gigabyte, which are used for for the installation software and so forth. Okay, so you got 5 terabyte here. It says 5 terabyte, but if we look on the properties, let me pull up the properties here. If we right click on the unit and we go to properties, we note that there are, in fact, free space is 454 TB. Well, now, mind you, I did put in a file, okay? So that counts for something, okay? Use space 234 GB. That's still going to leave us with a bit of shortage, So 234, that's 234 GB. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what that'll work. Okay, so that'll work out to 777. So it's about 250 GB worth of operational expense, if you would. Okay, so that's it. Now, if you want to rename it, let's say you want to rename it, and I've got elements doc BUP, which is backup. So right click, and you show more options. You go down to rename here, and then you can see it'll highlight it, and you can give it any name that you'd like. Okay, so that's it. Quick review of the Elements external hard drive, 5 terabyte, high capacity, digital portable memory unit. Okay, I hope that's useful for you. And again, I would recommend WD without hesitation. I've never had any problems. I did have a long time ago, one of my books, one of the book units, which are generally high capacity. You can get them up to 10 terabytes now. And the 10 terabyte will cost you somewhere in the region of only 250 euros. So they've really come down in price. And I like the idea of having 2 units. I keep a small 5 terabyte backup, and I keep like even an 8 or a 10 TB desktop, what they call the notebook that you can see here, hopefully. Down here you can see them. I've got two 10 terabyte notebooks. I'll pull some of the stuff out of here. My apologies, because I wasn't planning on doing a review. But here you can see the WD books, okay? They're books and they're desktop books, and they're very handy. And they, you know, I keep those there all the time, and I don't plug them in or use them when I'm using them. I keep them unplugged in order not to reduce their life. I don't know how long they're going to be good for. As I said, I did have one that crashed one time, and they replaced it free of charge, you know, which was very nice. Unfortunately, they were unable to replace all the data. And if you want to get your data back, believe me, it costs you a fortune because it has to be done in a hermetically sealed and sterile environment, and it's not always that easy, okay? Now, I know that this particular video is a bit shaky, a bit fuzzy. I wanted to just get this out as quickly as possible because I have been promising to do some videos and to do some reviews and to try and help you to make your purchasing decisions as well. This is not a sponsored review. It's an honest review. Again, I'm very, very happy, very, very pleased with WD products, and I would highly recommend them. Toshiba, less so. I mean, it crashed. It sounded like a junkyard. It was spinning in there. Obviously, something had broken. I think that Toshiba still needs to up their game a bit. So there you have it, folks. I hope that's going to be useful to you. Get out there and get yourself a nice external hard drive. Always great when you're traveling. You know, if you want to take photos, you want to empty out your phone, you want to shift stuff over to your external hard drive, you're able to do so. I also recommend that you carry extra wires, extra USB-B units in order to, I'm just reaching down here to show you what I mean, in order to have the security in case one of those break and you might find yourself in an isolated situation where you're unable to actually replace those wires. Now, this is a Labs 31 wire unit. What is that? Okay, well, the Labs 31 wire unit, and I believe I either got that on Amazon or on Temu, is a unit where I keep all my different wires, okay? I keep all my different wires in there, and it's a very, very handy item. I've got these USB extensions, okay? So they're where you can plug in three or four USB items. I've got these are really nice. These are sweet. These cable ties, you know, they're flexible cable ties that you can hold your cables together with, as you can see them here. So I've got USB-A, USB-B, USB-C, USB-D, what they call USB-D, all the different endings, all the different openings and so forth. Okay, this is, what is this? This is one, I'm not even sure what this one is called, but it's a little bit like a USB-D, but it's a little bit wider, okay? And that's a rare one, but it's always good to keep an extra here in case. Over here, I've got USB extension cords. I've got SD cards in here. I've got USB to USB-C extenders. Okay, so we're really set up here really well. I've got a HDMI, USB to HDMI, HDMI to USB, sorry, in case I run into an older unit and I'm giving a presentation. So this is very handy. And I also have, you know, thumb drives and things like that in there. So this little kit can carry a lot of stuff, okay? It can carry a lot of equipment, and it's always, like I say, it's always better to be safe than sorry. I hope that if you have any questions, be sure to post them down. I'll try and do a little bit better on the photography next time around. I do apologize. I was in a bit of a rush, and as I said, I really wanted to get this out to you, make sure that you had something to look at, to get your teeth into, and I guess that's it. Would like to mention in passing, I've had a number of these wireless mice, and all my mice are dead. They are dead, but I still keep them. I don't know why, but you know, I have this habit. You never know, right? You never know if it's going to be useful one day or another. And I am now using a wired mouse because I find them much more reliable than the wireless sort. I know that there are a lot of inconvenience, like if you're traveling and stuff like that, but they are indeed very handy. Now, one other thing that I would also mention, just before I let you go here on my keyboard, well, you can't really see it very well, but there is a rubber cover. There's a rubber cover that slips right over the keyboard, and that is ideal. It really protects it, keeps the dirt out, keeps it clean, and safe from any type of contamination and so forth, okay? So there you go, folks. You have a great day, and give us a like. I mean, even if you don't like it, give us a like, just to be generous. Thanks very much. I look forward to seeing you, and be sure to check out my channel, The Travel Gene, where we speak about travels, exotic travels and climbs with the family as a sort of family vlog, and we share our travels and our hints and tips that we pick up along the way with you. Look forward to speaking to you soon.